How are you guys doing? Today is Sunday, February 14th, 2021, out here in this quarantine. I'm James Sims, and for this episode of The Elite, I'm going to do an individual profile on Angel Di Maria, an Argentinian center attacking mid that currently plays for PSG. And the whole reason I'm doing this today, he's turning 32, and my intention with these episodes is to try to paint a full picture with their accolades and what they've been able to achieve from the beginning of their career up until now. And my intention is to make more of these over the years as these players continue to put out incredible seasons. So without further ado, I'm going to get into this piece on Angel Di Maria, who I just said turns 32. He stands at about 5'11". He's incredibly skinny if you've ever seen him. He's probably one of the most skilled soccer players with the ball I've ever seen. He dribbles incredibly well. He's amazing at set free kicks. He's the corner kick taker, amazing passer. You can kind of see him working out a lot. You see him kind of in the background playing alongside great stars, and he is one of the great reasons that his teams have had such great success. So to give you a little bit of background, he's from Argentina. He started his career with Rosario Central in 2005 when he was age 17. And in his first couple years, in his first 35 games, he would end up scoring 6 goals. And after playing in the FIFA U20 World Cup in Canada, Boca Juniors, they made a sale, or they tried to grab him, but he would end up going to Benfica in Portugal, and this would be where Angel Di Maria would get his start, going into 2007, 2008, which would be his age 19 season. In his first full season for Benfica, he would start 13 matches and play 26 of them. He would finish with 4 assists on the season as Benfica would finish 4th in the Portuguese league. And also they would get knocked out of the group stage in Champions League and U16 in the UEFA Cup. But of course, Angel Di Maria as a teenager, the fact that he was able to play 26 matches for such a top club and still be able to produce the 4 assists that he did. It had shown that he was a talented enough young prospect to put on their national team. He was promoted to Argentina in 2008. I think, if not before, then for the Olympics in 2008, 2009. And of course, in those Olympics, they would medal. And of course, he would do he would do what he needed to help Argentina do it. And of course, they had Messi. So Argentina had a good team. And Angel Di Maria at the age of 20 was doing a really good job of contributing to that success. And this would transition us into his age 20 season, where for Benfica, he would end up playing, or he would start 12 of the 24 matches that he would play. He would help Benfica finish with the 3rd best record in the league as he finished with 2 goals and an assist. Both of his goals came off of PKs. And looking at what he did, he was also able to add an international goal. He had 3 total goals on the season. And in 2008-2009, Benfica would finish 3rd in the league. They would end up winning the Taça da Liga, which is the Portuguese Cup. So, of course, age 20, Angel Di Maria contributing what he can this season to help with Benfica's success. And this would transition into his age 21 season in 2009-2010. He would start all of the 26 matches he played in the Portuguese league, finishing with 5 goals, the most he's ever had in a season, and 11 assists, the first time he ever topped double-digit assists. Not to mention what he did for the rest of the season. According to Football Reference, he finished with 3 goals and 6 assists on the international stage. And in his final season at Benfica, they would end up winning the Portuguese league. And in this season, they would win the Portuguese Cup for the 2nd year in a row, as Oscar Cardozo ended up leading the league in scoring as he had 38 total goals on the season. But of course, Angel Di Maria was there to assist for at least a double-digit amount of them on the season. And Angel Di Maria slowly, and this is when he was like 20. The fact that he was doing this in the Portuguese league, no matter, even if it is the Portuguese, that is an incredible feat to do. So following his final season at Benfica, before the World Cup, he was signed by Real Madrid. And of course, Real Madrid was starting to build a dynasty over there. But during that summer, he would play in 2010 in the World Cup. And this would be the year that Spain won in South Africa, but Argentina had lost in the final two, or no, they had lost in the quarterfinals to Germany in 2010 back in Cape Town, but they had lost 4-0. But Angel Di Maria was still a big part of the team, helping them get up into this point. And he was still like a very young 22-year-old player. And this would transition into his age 22 season at Real Madrid. In his first season there, he would start 29 of the 35 La Liga games he would play in. In La Liga, he finished with 6 goals and 10 assists. At the same time, he added 3 goals and 3 assists on the international stage to give him 9 goals and 13 assists, the second season in a row where he'd have a combined double-digit amount of assists and double-digit assists in La Liga for that matter. In 2010, 2011, this would be the first season that Cristiano Ronaldo would lead the team in scoring. They would finish the runners-up in La Liga. They would win the Copa del Rey, which would add another trophy to Angel Di Maria's cabinet. But of course, he was continuing the climb for success as we continue on. Jumping into Angel Di Maria's age 23 season in 2011-2012, he started 16 of the 23 games he played for Real Madrid when they ended up winning La Liga that year. He would finish with 5 goals and 14 assists in La Liga, posting the highest assists per 90 ratio he ever would in his career. He would put a .95 assists per 90 minutes, and I guess he wasn't for all the minutes that he played. The fact that he was able to get a double-digit amount of assists still, and that would still be the most assists he'd ever put up in a league season in his career at 23 years old. And he was also able to add 2 goals and an assist on the international stage. With this, I feel like in this season, they were, in addition to winning La Liga, they would finish in the quarterfinals of the Copa del Rey. They would lose in the semifinals of Champions League, and they were the runners-up in the Supercopa de España. But Angel Di Maria, like I said, one of the biggest components to them making it to first place, even though he started in about half the games he could have possibly started in. Jumping into his next season, his age 24 season at Real Madrid, he would start 22 of the 32 games he played, finishing with 7 goals and 9 assists on the season. Not to mention the 4 assists that he would add in international play. 2012-2013, Real Madrid would finish runners-up in La Liga and in the Copa del Rey, but in addition to winning this, in addition to losing in these semifinals of the Champions League Cup, they would win the Supercopa de España in Cristiano Ronaldo's 3rd season leading the team, and Angel Di Maria, like I said, a big part in them doing that. And with this, that adds yet another trophy to the trophy case. And ever since his last year at Benfica, he's just been adding at least a trophy a season. In 2013-2014, during Angel Di Maria's age 25 season, he would start 27 of his 34 games in his last season at Real. He would finish with 4 goals and 17 assists on the season in La Liga, the most assists he'd ever put up in a season, at least until that point. And looking at how he fared internationally, he finished with 3 goals and 6 assists as he played all 11 games in Champions League in a season where Real Madrid would finish 3rd in La Liga. They would win the Supercopa, or they would win the Copa del Rey, and they would win the Champions League as well. And this would be the first of 4 out of 5 years for Real Madrid, and Angel Di Maria was there for the first one. And following this win, of course, in the Champions League, with him being one of their prominent players, he would play in the World Cup yet again after he signed with Manchester United. And then in 2014, they would get farther than 2010, as in Rio, they would make it to the final against Germany and lose. But Di Maria would score a goal in the round of 16 against Switzerland. The only goal, it would be in extra time that would send Argentina through. But of course, he was one of the big reasons that Argentina was able to push through so far and able to get to the next round, to the quarterfinals. They were able to beat Belgium. But moving on, going into 2014, Angel Di Maria needed a change of scenery. He went from Argentina to Benfica to Real Madrid. And then for a year in 2014-15, he would see what was going on with Manchester United. And for Manchester United in his age 26 season, he would start 20 of his 27 games in a season where he would finish with 3 goals and 3 assists. In Premier League. In his only year in the Premier League, Manchester United would end up finishing 4th in the league as they finished up in the round of 6 for the FA Cup, and they lost in the round of 2 in the Football League Cup. Wayne Rooney would be the team's leading scorer. As they would add no trophies to the cabinet case. Angel Di Maria decided after his only year in Manchester United, he decided he needed another change of scenery, and he would join PSG almost immediately right after. And that's the team that he's been a part of ever since. And just to give you a little sense of how he started at PSG, in his age 27 season in 2015-16, he would start 26 of the 29 games that he would play in. He would finish with 10 goals, the most goals he'd ever posted in a season. He would put 18 assists, which is the most assists he'd ever put up, which is more than his age 25 season. And to this day, that is the most amount of assists he's ever put up in a season this year. And then looking what he did for the domestic cups in France, he was able to add 2 goals and 2 assists, and he added 3 goals and 3 assists in the international cups, according to Football Reference. He finished with 15 goals and 23 assists on the season for his age 27 season. And then this would be the season where PSG would win their 4th Ligue 1 title in a row. They would go on to win the Coupe de France. They'd win the Coupe de la Ligue, and they would go on to win the Trophy des Champions, and they would lose in the quarterfinals of Champions League as Zlatan Ibrahimovic led the team in goals. But Angel Di Maria's presence, his addition to the team, was able to help them. He was able to help them reach this goal as well. This would transition into his age 2016 or into his 2016-2017 season, which would be his age 28 season. For Ligue 1, he would start 24 of the 29 games for a PSG team that finished runner-up in Ligue 1. I think this was the year they finished second up to Monaco when Kylian Mbappe was really coming up. In the season, he would finish with 6 goals and 7 assists in Ligue 1. Additionally, he would finish with 3 goals and 6 assists in the French Cups, 4 goals and 1 assist in International Cups, giving him 13 goals and 14 assists on the entire season. In a season where PSG would win they would win all 3 domestic cups in addition to finishing runner-up, and they would lose in the round of 16 in the Champions League. But of course, adding 3 more trophies to the trophy case, Angel Di Maria would come back for the next year in 2018, which would be Angel Di Maria's age 29 season. He would end up starting 26 of the 30 games he would play, ending up with 11 goals, the most goals he'd ever put up in his career, alongside 7 assists. He would also chip in 9 goals and 5 assists in the domestic cup, the most he'd ever done on that stage, and adding the 1 goal and 1 assist from the international cup. He'd finished with 21 goals on the season, the most goals he'd ever put up in a season beginning to end, from all or on all platforms. And this would be yet another year in which he finished with double-digit assists overall for the season. And coming off of this 2017-2018 season, Angel Di Maria would compete at the 2018 World Cup for Argentina. In the World Cup, of course, they'd advance through the group stage, but they would eventually lose in the round of 16 to the eventual 2018 World Cup winners, France. Very bad luck considering his only 3 appearances. He lost to Germany twice. The second time when Germany beat them in the final, and then they ended up losing to France 4-3. Di Maria scored the first goal for Argentina in that World Cup. So, of course, Di Maria was definitely up in everything. That was kind of a weird thing of a weird way of putting it. But he was a very involved individual whose success would determine this team's ability to go far. And following the World Cup, tenure in which they would get eliminated in the round of 16. In 2018-19, he would return to PSG and start 28 of 30 games in a season where PSG would win the Ligue 1 for the third time that he's been there, and this would be the third time in 4 years. In the Ligue 1, he finished with 12 goals and 11 assists. And then when you add in what he did for the other tournaments, when you count all the domestic cup goals, he finished with 5 goals and 2 assists in the 7 matches he played. Adding in the 2 goals and 3 assists in international play, according to Football Reference, he finished with 19 goals and 16 assists on the season. This would be the 10th season in a row in which he finished with double-digit assists for the entire season, beginning to end, going all the way back to his age 21 season with Benfica. And going into the tournaments for this season, they would end up winning Ligue 1, like I just said. They would finish runners-up in the Coupe de France, the quarterfinals in the Coupe de la Ligue, but they would end up winning the French Super Cup for the 4th year in a row that he's been there. They would lose in the round of 16, and this would be the first year in which Kylian Mbappe led the team in scoring. Even though they were right there at the finish, they realized that they had to kind of get everything together, and next year they would come back even stronger with Angel Di Maria helping out where he could. In 2019-2020, in Angel Di Maria's age 31 season with PSG, which would be his 5th season at the point, he would start 23 of the 26 games that he would play in Ligue 1, finishing with 8 goals and 14 assists on the season. He would finish with one of the highest assist per 90 ratios that he ever had this season. And adding in what he did for the domestic cups, he finished with 2 goals and 2 assists in the 6 matches. And then adding international cups, he finished with 3 goals and 6 assists. As in addition to, of course, winning Ligue 1, PSG would go on to win the Coupe de France. They would win the Coupe de la Ligue, and they would end up winning the French Super Cup. This is the second time they have quadrupled in Angel Di Maria's 5 years there. And this would be the second year in a row in which Kylian Mbappe would lead the team. Going through Champions League, they would make it to the final where they would run into Bayern Munich. But of course, Bayern Munich would be the only team to score a goal in that matchup, and Bayern Munich would end up securing the treble for themselves and leaving PSG 1 goal short of securing what could have possibly been the perfect season. But of course, within all of the mix of that, Angel Di Maria was scoring goals, providing assists where he was needed, and he was continuing to transition into the player that we currently see today. So, following PSG's last season, we are going to fast forward a little bit to where we are now. If we look at where PSG currently is sitting in Ligue 1, they are sitting really close to the top. A win in this upcoming game could possibly see them end up in second place behind Lille. But looking forward to Champions League this week, they will face off against Barcelona, because it was a big story because Neymar used to play for Barcelona, the Neymar Jr., a player who has an elite profile from earlier this month. He's going to face off against his former team, as this might be the best round of 16 matchup of the year. And Angel Di Maria, coming off of his 32nd birthday, is going to get right into that. Looking into how Angel Di Maria is doing within this PSG season, in which they're among the top teams in France. He started 17 of the 19 matches he played. He has 4 goals and 8 assists in Ligue 1 so far this season, adding in his 1 goal and 2 assists from international cups. Currently sitting at 5 goals and 10 assists on the season, according to Football Reference. In his 4th season playing at the senior level. And if you look at where he is now, I think that by describing all of his accolades and achievements in 18, 19 minutes, I think that should do enough to prove my argument as to why I believe that Angel Di Maria is one of the best soccer players in the world, and definitely a soccer player to look forward to for this upcoming season. And currently, with this round of 16 matchup coming against Barcelona, they could either advance to the quarterfinals or they simply cannot. But when we look at the individual player, Angel Di Maria, we're looking at a player that got to start as a teenager. When he started off in Argentina, he would eventually get the nod up to the senior level after playing for the Argentinian Olympic team in the 2008 Beijing Olympics. Following that, in the Portuguese league with SL Benfica, he would win the Portuguese champion once, or he would be a Portuguese champion once in his final of his 3 seasons in Benfica in his age 21 season. Alongside that, they were able to win the Portuguese League Cup twice in 2009 and 2010. Jumping to what he did with Real Madrid, he would go on to win La Liga once in 2011 and 2012. He would go on to win Champions League in 2013 and 14 when he was named the Footballer of the Year, and he played in his second overall World Cup where they lost to Germany in the finals. Additionally, in La Liga, he won the Spanish Cup twice, the Copa del Rey, and they ended up winning the Spanish Super Cup in 2013. And then he would go to Manchester United where he wouldn't pick up much, and he decided that he needed a new change of scenery. He would go to PSG where he's been playing for the rest of his career. Ever since he's joined PSG, he is a 4-time Ligue 1 champion. The only time he missed it was in 2017. He won in 2016 and 2018 through 2020, and 4 of the 5 years he's been there. He was also able to win the French Cup 3 times from 2015, 2016, and 2018. He won the French League Cup from 2016, 17, and 18, and then he also won it in 20. He won the French Super Cup 5 times, all five of the times that he was in Paris. And with that said, I mean, there's not much more to say about this amazing player. Angel Di Maria, if you ever get a chance to watch him, he is currently wearing number 11 for PSG, and I think he also wears number 11 for Argentina. So please, I'm pretty sure about that one. Don't take my complete word for that one. And with that said, I want to thank everyone for getting a chance to listen to all 21 minutes of my piece. Angel Di Maria is an amazing player. Going into 2021, he's definitely going to be a player I keep my eye on. If you ever get the chance to watch him, he's incredibly skinny. He's basically a wizard with the ball. It's actually kind of scary the way he's able to pass the ball, dribble, and do such things against like top level senior level soccer players. He does it with such ease, and he does it with such consistency. And just like I said, not much more to say. But if you get a chance, check out my boy Angelito. He currently wears number 11 for PSG in Argentina. And with that said, happy 32nd birthday to you. And I will finish off by saying thank you for listening to my piece. Following this, I will do a daily segment tomorrow on Monday, February 15th to cover all of the exhibitions from today. But with that said, I want to thank everyone once again for listening to my piece. Today is Tuesday, February 16th, 2021, out here in this quarantine. I'm James Sims. I hope all is well, and I will catch you with another piece tomorrow. Thank you, and have a good one. Peace.